Well, there's a local company behind a lot of the lighting concepts you see across the Northeast.
And that includes the Natty Boh sign in Brewers Hill, and that's where we find Marty. Happy Victory Monday, Marty.
It is Victory Monday, Tim. Happy VM to you and to Cena. Victor Lebow. Lebow Lighting Solutions joins us right now. Happy Victory Monday.
Thank you. It was a great win yesterday.
Wasn't it, though? So you and your company proposed and then executed the development and making and eventual relighting of the Natty Boh sign.
It started with a video that I produced about 3 years ago and sent it to the folks here to Obrecht. And 3 years later, I got a phone call that they were ready to move forward with the conversion from neon to LED.
But that's just the beginning of the story of Lebow Lighting Solutions. We'll talk more about this coming up after the break. But you light Rockefeller Center. You have done sets for Saturday Night Live. You're watching the Phillies games against the Mets. You did the Liberty Bell for Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, that was the most exciting project that I've done to date. That was the first project that really set Lebow Lighting Solutions on its way.
All from Baltimore, Maryland. We say it all the time, what you find in your own backyard. Victor, thanks for getting up and joining us. More from the top of the Natty Boh Tower in Brewers Hill coming up.
Just a couple of weeks ago, we took you to the top of the Natty Boh Tower as the iconic sign was relit.
And Marty is back there now with the man behind that light and a lot more. Hello, Marty.
Hello again, Cena and Tim. Hello again, everyone. Hello again, Victor Lebow. We're going to talk about a lot of your work. As a matter of fact, we're going to be showing on the other side of the screen a lot of your work. Real quick, the Natty Boh sign, you just told us how many LED lights are in there?
There are 21,000 individually controllable LEDs. And the whole sign is controlled by a computer system down in the basement.
Wow. And you told us you couldn't bring a crane up here, so the guys working on it had to rappel?
Yeah, with the location of the sign, it's impossible to get to it with anything else other than like a crane or scaffolding. So we actually had folks rappelling off the face of the sign to do the installation.
I got to give a shout out to K2 real quick. We're battling this beautiful morning in the sunshine when you have to point a camera toward that star can really be an enemy. So K2's working around it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my brother. It's an incredible sign. But let's talk about Lebow Lighting Solutions. Tell them the Dua Lipa Saturday Night Live story. This is wild.
So it was a few months ago on a Monday morning, and I got a phone call from someone who I hadn't spoken to, and he said he had gotten my name from the folks at Rockefeller Center because we had done the lighting around the ice skating rink. And he told me he needed 12 custom-made fixtures by Thursday. And I told him, I'm sorry, our fixtures take at least 2 to 3 weeks to manufacture. And he told me he was the stage manager from Saturday Night Live, and this is for Dua Lipa for Saturday night, and he needed them by Thursday. I said, I'll get right back to you, and needless to say, he had them by Thursday.
Let's backtrack, needless to say. Let's backtrack a bit. Rockefeller Center, not the tree, but everybody watching is going to see the tree being lit and people ice skating. I mean, it's a beauty shot of America at the holidays, and you light Rockefeller Center.
We did the lighting right around the perimeter of the ice skating rink, so it chases and it animates and changes colors.
How do you get these jobs?
You know, one job seems to turn into another job, and a lot of it is through referrals and through references of previous projects that I've had. And a lot of them are just plain solicitations. I create videos, I see an opportunity in a project, and I get an idea, and I create a video and send it off unsolicited, and oftentimes it works. That's how Natty Boh happened.
About 15 seconds left. Your next project's going to be lighting up a tower next to Niagara Falls?
Yeah, the Skylon Tower on the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. We're working with them right now to create a dynamic, dazzling lighting experience up the Skylon Tower.
And again, I said it before, I'll say it now, I'm going to say it again next half hour. All from Baltimore, Maryland, what's in our own backyard. Victor, thanks for being with us. More coming up from the top of the Natty Boh Tower under the watchful, literally eye of Mr. Boh. Back to TV Hill. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Cena. Good morning again, everyone. And Victor Lebow, thank you again for joining us. A couple more out-of-town projects, then we're going to get local again. We'll finish with Mr. Boh. You're doing something for the Hard Rock Casino in Atlantic City.
Well, the Hard Rock had their Dare nightclub that's been closed, was closed all the way through COVID, and they recently decided to reopen it and rebrand it called The Balcony. And we were invited up to do all the interior lighting, special effect lighting for the nightclub.
Pretty big deal. Everybody, I think, that's been to Ocean City knows Secrets. You did a huge project with Secrets.
Well, Secrets purchased a piece of land right next door to them and built a place called the Hideaway, which is supposed to be like an upscale restaurant dining experience. And I believe they're supposed to be having some weddings and things there, and we worked with them to develop some really pretty architectural lighting on the docks.
Let's go very local here. 2 words, National Aquarium. Think this one out. Listen to this.
The National Aquarium started like a lot of the projects with a concept video that I sent to the director of the aquarium, and it just basically sat there for a couple years until they decided to spend a tremendous amount of money to renovate the glass ceiling tiles that were about 40 years old and needed replacing. And when they decided to do that, we got a phone call that they were ready to go ahead and put the lighting on top as well.
If you haven't seen the National Aquarium recently, it's just like unbelievable. It's its own light show. That is, when you bring people in from out of town and they see that wave and you go, I did that, they go like, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, no, these are all projects that I love to be able to point to and say that we had a big part in doing them.
And every once in a while you get real local. The Towson Diner, how'd that one come about?
I've been eating at a Towson Diner for years, and every time I drove up, another piece of neon was out. And I walked in and spoke to the diner and said, a diner with broken neon is like a shoemaker with no shoes. So I said, will you let me replace the neon with something that I wanted to go ahead and do? And he said, go right ahead. And we turned it into a dazzling light show.
It is. It's a dazzling light show. And you know what's interesting about your story? You're not shy. You will make a video and send it to a company. You're fishing, and sometimes you catch one.
Oh yeah, it's the videos are really compelling. People have a hard time visualizing what can be done. So we put together these videos and we show them their sign or their building and exactly how it could look with our lighting on it, and it makes a very, very compelling presentation.
If someone Google Lebow Lighting Solutions and they go to your website, they can see some of these projects we're talking about.
Yeah, all of our projects are there. We've got an extensive project gallery and client gallery. So yeah, I invite everybody to come and take a look and see some of the really cool things we've done.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and end with Mr. Boh because he's been lit up for us. We can now see him because the sun has moved. We do have 15 seconds here. You were telling me that when y'all got up there and started working, you found drones that had crashed into it?
There were 3 drones stuck in the neon. There were 5 bullet holes in the sign. So apparently a lot of people really are attracted to this sign.
And now it's back in all its grandeur. And we have met the gentleman behind the resurgence of Mr. Boh's sign. Victor, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Now we'll go ahead and throw it back to TV Hill.